The latest on that mall terror attack. Conflicting reports at this hour about Americans possibly being involved and whether or not hostages are still being held. The president of Kenya expected to speak shortly, which could give us some clarity.
Yeah, a lot going on there right now. We're going to show you live pictures of the mall right there. Explosions still being heard. Police say it's a cleanup operation of booby traps set by the terrorists. ABC's Lindsay Davis is on the ground in Nairobi tracking all the developments in this still fluid crisis. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Still very much an active scene here as helicopters continue to circle overhead. We continue to hear those loud gunshots and explosions. Now, we're told that what we're hearing is the Kenyan military as it combs the mall, going through floor by floor, detonating any explosives and shooting anything that moves.
Overnight, gunfire and explosions once again erupting from the Westgate Mall as Kenyan soldiers search for terrorists or hostages who may have still been inside. This as the first images emerge of what may be the terrorists inside the mall. Kenyan officials have not commented on the photo, but this morning they are confirming for the first time that the mall was booby-trapped, tweeting, "We are doing cleanup of explosives that had been set up by the terrorists." The sweep, they say, is the final phase of a bloody and tense standoff that came to a head on Monday. This video, obtained exclusively by ABC News, shows Kenyan soldiers fighting to retake the mall from its roof and free the remaining hostages, all under a cloud of black smoke and persistent gunfire. And this morning, as the situation at Westgate continues to unfold, we're also hearing harrowing stories from survivors.
We were in the corner. Just as I was telling everybody, bend down.
Radio host Kamal Kaur says she was hosting a kids' cooking competition on the roof of the mall when the terrorists first launched their attack Saturday afternoon.
The adults were worse. They were animals. They were climbing on top of the kids to jump over the walls. And then we pushed the kids away. We heard some more firing, so we thought they were back to fire at us. But it was the guys who had come in and they were protecting us.
Witnesses say the terrorists, part of the al-Qaeda-linked al-Shabaab network, were shooting anyone who couldn't prove they were Muslim. Some in hiding scrambled to learn verses of the Quran.
I had them talking. They were saying Allahu Akbar. I thought I was gonna die.
We would adapt that language to each new.
Among the dead, Australian architect Ross Langdon, seen here giving a lecture in 2012, and his girlfriend Elif Yavuz, a Harvard graduate who worked for the Clinton Foundation, fighting the spread of malaria and AIDS in Africa. They were expecting their first child next month.
Civilians are still being told to stay away from this area just outside of the mall. The Red Cross says 51 people are still among the missing. We're expecting to hear from the president a little bit later on today. Kenyan officials say 6 of the attackers have been killed, 3 of them overnight. Robin?
All right, Lindsay, please stay safe there.